You are physically and mentally exhausted right now, not because you are weak, but because you have been fundamentally programmed to play a rigged, unwinnable game of linear arithmetic in a universe that exclusively rewards geometric scaling. From the moment you were old enough to comprehend instruction, society installed a catastrophic virus in your cognitive software, the absolute lie that input directly equals output, that sheer volume of effort is the sole determining factor of your ultimate success, and that if you simply sweat more, bleed more, and grind longer than the person next to you, the marketplace will magically hand you an empire. This is the grand illusion of the working class, a brilliant mechanism designed to keep you trapped on a treadmill of perpetual exhaustion, while the elite operate on an entirely different plane of reality. Look closely at the sovereign individuals, the master architects of wealth, and the apex predators of the modern economy. You will immediately realize they are not working 100 times harder than the average struggling employee, yet they are commanding 100 times the capital, the freedom, and the leverage. They have decoded a profound, unshakable law of the universe that the masses are completely blind to, and today we are going to hardwire this exact principle into your operational framework. We are talking about the principle of asymmetric action. In the world of active portfolio management and high-level stock market operations, amateur investors blow up their retail brokerage accounts because they think they need to make 1,000 frantic trades a day, reacting emotionally to every single microscopic fluctuation in the market. But the elite operators evaluating investment strategies do not play that game. They sit in complete calculating silence, sometimes for months, waiting for the perfect asymmetric setup, where their downside is strictly capped and their upside is absolutely infinite, executing a single high-leverage maneuver that secures their financial future while the amateurs drown in their own chaotic volume. Your daily existence must be managed with this exact same ruthless, asymmetric precision. You have to stop viewing your daily task list as a moral scorecard where checking off 20 useless boxes makes you feel like a productive human being, and start viewing your day as a chaotic timeline of raw, unedited footage. When you are scrubbing through hours of messy video clips on a timeline, evaluating the pacing and audio tracks for a final production, you do not keep every single second of footage just because you filmed it. You aggressively slice away the fat, zeroing in on that one high-leverage, cinematic frame that anchors the entire narrative and commands the viewer's absolute attention. You must apply this lethal editorial standard to your own reality by hunting for your domino habits. A domino habit is that one specific, highly concentrated action that, when struck with absolute precision, effortlessly knocks down 100 other barriers in your life, rendering dozens of secondary tasks completely irrelevant. The tragic flaw of the average mind is the desperate need to feel busy, because busyness is the ultimate anesthetic. It numbs the terrifying realization that you are sprinting at top speed in the completely wrong direction. You spend 8 hours a day answering low-level emails, engaging in meaningless administrative friction, and perfectly organizing the deck chairs on a sinking ship, simply because those tasks are easy. They provide immediate, cheap dopamine, and they protect you from the intense cognitive agony of doing actual deep work. But the visionary CEO of your own existence does not care about how many emails you sent today. The visionary only cares about leverage. Leverage is the sacred mechanism that disconnects your irreplaceable time from your income, allowing a single hour of extreme, focused execution to pay dividends for the next decade. If you want to build an untouchable fortress of personal sovereignty, you must completely audit your daily inputs and ask yourself the most terrifying question a human being can face. What is the one single action I am actively avoiding right now that would make 99% of my current problems disappear? Usually, that asymmetric action is the one that carries the most immediate psychological friction. It is the deep, agonizing session of skill acquisition, where you force your brain to understand a complex new system. It is the brutal financial audit, where you finally confront the reality of your capital allocation. It is the bold, uncompromising decision to cut a toxic relationship out of your life permanently. These actions do not provide the warm, comfortable feeling of crossing a trivial chore off a to-do list. They feel like walking into a storm. But that temporary storm is the exact threshold you must cross to reach the geometric scaling of your power. You have to rewire your nervous system to actually crave the friction of high-leverage tasks, understanding that the initial resistance you feel is just the weakness leaving your operational matrix. Imagine the sheer, unadulterated velocity of a life where you refuse to engage in anything that does not offer an asymmetric return on your energy. You stop arguing with people committed to misunderstanding you because the return on investment for your peace of mind is massively negative. You stop consuming low-tier digital entertainment because the opportunity cost of that time is the empire you are failing to build. Instead, you ruthlessly consolidate your focus into the 2 or 3 monumental levers that actually move the earth. You become a sniper in a world full of people blindly firing into the dark. This requires a level of emotional discipline that terrifies the average person, because operating asymmetrically means you will often look like you are doing absolutely nothing to the outside world. While your peers are loudly broadcasting their chaotic hustle, running from meeting to meeting, and bragging about their sleep deprivation, you are sitting in the shadows, quietly analyzing the board, identifying the single pressure point in the system, and waiting for the exact moment to strike. You must fire the version of yourself that takes pride in being overwhelmed and instantly promote the version of yourself that takes pride in lethal efficiency. Starting this exact second, I want you to look at your entire life architecture and identify the single heaviest domino. Stop trying to simultaneously fix your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your mindset with 50 different micro-habits that you will inevitably abandon by next week. Isolate the one massive, terrifying lever. Is it mastering a specific high-income capability? Is it overhauling your investment strategy? Is it locking yourself in a room for 3 hours a day to build the infrastructure of your new business? Whatever it is, you are going to drop every other trivial distraction and push your entire weight against that one domino until it falls, triggering an unstoppable chain reaction of success across every other domain of your life. The universe does not care how tired you are. It only respects the mathematical reality of your leverage. Stop trading your life force for linear pennies. Identify the asymmetry, strike the central nerve of your ambition, and own your path.